Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is the Spirit of Freedom Ministry, and today I shall be teaching about discouragement. I feel like there's a sense of discouragement in the atmosphere. The enemy is really bombarding the children of the Lord with the spirit of discouragement. Particularly if you have been feeling discouraged because you've been rejected in one way or another. He is attacking the children of God, the church, through rejection. And the essence of that rejection is that you may feel discouraged. And when you feel discouraged, you will give down your tools and you will not pursue your purpose anymore. And that is why I am here. I have been sent to send a word of encouragement to you and to let you know, do not give up. The enemy is really challenging God's children as the dragon vowed to wage war against the children of that woman in Revelation 12. And the Bible says the woman, the children, are those who believe in the testimony of Jesus Christ, those who follow Jesus. So we are at war. If you like it or not, we are at war. So if you are feeling discouraged in this season, at this moment, particularly through rejection, maybe you've been rejected in one way or another, God has a word for you. God has a word for you. That is why I'm here. And this video might even get to like 2, 3, 4 parts. Let's see how far I go today. Today I shall be sharing 5 facts about the rejection you are facing. 5 facts about the rejection you are facing. Just to give you a different perspective of what that rejection is doing in your life. What God has, the purpose God has for that rejection you are facing. Then you will know, you will start looking at it through a different lens, and then you will not feel discouraged and you will be encouraged. Are you ready to go with me? All right, the first one is sometimes the rejection you face is not about you. It's not about what you have done, especially if you look at yourself and you assess yourself honestly and you know that you are not in the wrong, you've not been disrespectful, you've not done anything so crazy, so bad. We all make mistakes, but if you have not done anything crazy, know that sometimes this rejection is not about you. It's not about what you have done. It's not about who you are, but also about what you project to people. For example, if somebody sees you and see how wise you are, how successful you may look, or how good looking you may look even, or how hardworking you are. Some people feel that you are triggering their insecurities. They begin to see themselves less by comparing themselves to you. Oh, look, he's so strong and wise. I look foolish. I feel stupid. He's so time conscious and hardworking. I feel lazy. Can you see that? You are not even doing anything. Just your presence projects something different. So you become like a mirror to others and they start comparing themselves to you without you being aware of that. And because they are not liking what you are projecting, they transfer the aggression to you and they will rather not see the mirror instead of them to learn from the things you have and get themselves better. They try to attack you as if it is your fault that they are seeing that part of themselves. Can you see that? It is not in that instance, it is not your fault. It's not because of what you have done. It's not because of who you are. It is just because what you project to them and they don't like what they are saying. The second fact or perspective I want you to have is that the rejection you are facing might be because you are in a wrong environment. Not because of what you have done, not because of who you are, but because the environment you are at is wrong, or it may be that the environment has outlived its purpose in your life. Maybe the environment was good at the beginning, maybe the environment was good, supportive at the beginning, but it got to a point that it started becoming toxic or discouraging or all that, or it started well but it's ending bad. You understand? So it has probably outlived its purpose in your life, or it is a wrong environment from the beginning. Maybe you're trying to get a job and you're being rejected, or maybe whatever it is, or whatever the rejection might be. It might just be because you are in the wrong environment and you are being rejected. So in this circumstance, it is not about what you have done or who you are. It's just because God sees that this environment you are trying to go is not good for you, or the environment has outlived its purpose in your life. It has served its purpose, and God is having another plan. Do you understand? The second one is, it might be a test before you are glorified. It might be a test before you are, particularly if you have a leadership calling in your life. If you are meant to lead in one capacity or another, most of the time you will experience rejection to test how you will respond to it. Will you act impulsively? Will you give up? Will you still keep trusting in God even though you are rejected? These are the things that God sometimes does before He hands something wonderful over to you. So the rejection you are facing might be a test. Let's quickly look at the book of Psalms 105. Let's look at verse 19. Let's start from 19. It says, until the time came to fulfill his dreams, the Lord tested Joseph's character. Then Pharaoh sent for him and set him free. The ruler of the nation opened his prison door. Joseph was put in charge of all the king's household. He became ruler over all the king's possession. He could instruct the king's aides as he pleased and teach the king's advisors. This is the NLT version. Can you see that? God, until it was time for the fulfillment of his destiny, God kept testing Joseph. Not just testing Joseph, testing Joseph's character. The test is not to ensure that he fails. The test is to prepare and strengthen him for this leadership role that is in the future that he has for him. Can you understand now? So the rejection you are facing also is like God preparing you, testing your character, that you may develop. You may have to chip away the bad characters that you have. If your ego is too big, whatever it is, if there's a secret sin, whatever it is, it might be pride, whatever, it might be laziness, it might be procrastination, it might be disrespect. Whatever it is, God is using that rejection to chip off the things that are not good, that may affect your destiny or the leadership role he has for you. Can you see God kept testing Joseph until the time the dream was to come to pass? And after that, he passed, and then God made him, Pharaoh sent for him, and he became the leader that he was supposed to be. The fifth one is that God is redirecting your steps because he has a better way. The fourth one, that means God is redirecting your step. The rejection is a redirection. If you look at that same Psalm 105 verse 17, it says, then he sent someone to Egypt ahead of them. Still talking about Joseph. Joseph, who was sold as a slave. Can you see the way this verse interprets it? He was sold as a slave. But God, the Bible is saying here that God sent someone ahead of the Israelites to Egypt. So as he was being sold, it was God sending him ahead. Can you see? Even while he was being sold, he went through a lot. If you look at that 18, it says they bruised his feet with fetters and placed his neck in an iron collar. Can you see? As a slave, he went through discomfort, even though he was rejected by his brothers and his family. But that rejection in this concept is God redirecting his steps. Can you see that? So he says God sent someone ahead of the Israelites. How did God send someone ahead of the Israelites? God sent Joseph ahead of them through slavery, through discomfort, through rejection by the brother. So the rejection you are facing can also be redirection, realignment by God. It doesn't make sense to you, but sometimes this is how God works, especially if you have great destiny. And this rejection might even be a protection for you eventually. Maybe there is a danger that wants to happen in that environment, and God wants to remove you first before that thing happens. Maybe famine. After Joseph left, famine, the city or the country was struck with famine. If you look at that 16 or so, it was struck with famine. And then, but Joseph had escaped that. He was in another country where there was food. So can you see that? So it could be protection also, redirection, or God protecting you from danger. Are you getting the insights now? So the fifth one is the timing is not right. Maybe the timing for you to stay is not right. Maybe the timing for you to get a job is not right. Maybe the time for you to get that opportunity is not right. Maybe the time for you to have that relationship is not right. It might be good, but it's not the right time. It is good, but not the right time. Can you understand? So the timing might be wrong. So I will revise everything from the beginning. Sometimes it is not about you, it is what you project, what they are saying. You make people see their shortcomings. And it's not your fault. It's just you just being who you are, being hardworking, being ambitious, being following your purpose and all of that. So those who are not doing that thing, or those who are not, people just see you and they start saying their shortcomings. It's not your fault. So that they project that anger towards you as if it is your fault, as if you are the one making them see the shortcomings in themselves. So then you feel rejected. Okay, I don't want to see this male. I don't like what I'm saying. Get this person out of here. Can you see that? So that can be a reason why you are facing rejection. The second one is that the environment is wrong, or the environment has outlived its purpose in your life, in your destiny. The third one is that it is a test before leadership or glorification. Before you are glorified, God is testing you to see how you will respond, to see if you will give up, or to see if you will still keep trusting in the promise that He gave to you in the secret place. The fourth one is that God is redirecting your steps because He has a better way, or because He is protecting you. God is redirecting your steps because it might be a protection, or He has a better option. The fifth one is that the timing is not right. I hope you have learned one or two things today. I hope after hearing this, digesting it, and let it sink down to your spirit, you will feel encouraged and empowered, and you will know that this is actually the love of God. When Joseph was going through all this, he thought God forgot him. We didn't know it was actually the love of God that is taking him away as a protection, or redirecting him to His purpose. The God of heaven has not forgotten you. I love you. In the next video, it shall be part 2, where we shall be talking about 2 examples of someone or 2 people that experience rejection, and let's see how it ends. It ended for them. Thank you. Bye for now.